Today we are breaking down everything you need to know about Stromae's iconic song Papaoutai. Join me as we analyze the lyrics, visuals, choreography, inspiration, and Stromae's own thoughts on the meaning behind this incredible track. Stromae is a maestro of dropping hints, and we are here to decode them all. We have broken this video into sections to make sense of it. Let's start with the title. So, Papaoutai is a play on words in French based on the phrase Papaoutai, which means dad, where are you? And reflects the song's core message, the absent fatherhood. However, the title is intentionally misspelled as Papaoutai. The word in Papaoutai in Old French slang means to trick someone. This could suggest that the mother is tricking the child into believing that the father isn't really gone, maybe to protect him from the harsh truth by saying dad is just busy, he's just working, he's here somewhere here just hiding. We'll come back to this idea when we analyze the lyrics. It's Stromae himself who wrote and composed this song, and it's all about the pain of growing up without a father, or maybe a father who is physically present but emotionally absent. Stromae, whose real name is Paul Van Haver, had a Belgian mom and a Rwandan dad. Sadly, his dad left and was killed in a Rwandan genocide. His mother hid this painful truth from her children for a long time, maybe to protect them, and Stromae didn't find it out until he was 12. You can totally see how that would fuel such a powerful song like this.
Actually, I didn't know my father very well. So he passed away when I was around 9 in the Rwandan genocide. So I grew up, but even before I didn't know him very well. So we grew up with my mother, and my fatherhood was represented by my brothers, my big brothers, to be honest. And actually, yeah, I made a song called Papaoutai, and there's a reason behind it. Which means Dad, where are you?
The Papaoutai music video is visually stunning, and it's set in 1950s. We see this kid trying to get his dad's attention, but his dad is just sitting there completely motionless, almost like a mannequin. But why a mannequin?
And the idea comes from my wife. She's also my creative director.
No father in the video clip was too obvious, too easy.
And she said, okay, in place of having an absent father, let's put a mannequin, which is the best representation of a father which is really there, but not really there.
In this scene, the boy tries to play football with his father, but instead of catching the ball, the father falls down like a mannequin without even partially responding to his request to play with him, showing how distant and unresponsive his father is. As you can see, father and son are dressed in identical outfits with a meaningful pattern, including father and son. The boy looks longingly through the window at other parents and children who likewise wear matching outfits that identify them as pairs. A mother and a daughter dressed similarly do dance while walking their identical dogs. A garbage man and his son collect rubbish together while doing another dance, while still another father does an aggressive, threatening dance at his reluctant son before the boy finally begins to imitate him. The contrast between their close bond and the boy's struggle to connect with his own father makes their relationship seem even more troubled. Papaoutai was Stromae's first music video where he featured dancers with choreography by Marion Motin.
That was the first time I worked with Marion Motin, and she contacted a lot of beautiful dancers. A crump dancer, I think crump is originally from here, LA, if I'm not wrong, and we had the chance to have one of the best dancer of Crump. He came all the way from US to Belgium to dance on the in the video clip. So yeah, we were lucky to have him.
Okay, then let's continue. Still, the little boy doesn't give up. He keeps dancing in front of his mannequin-like father, trying to get a reaction. Then, suddenly, his dad starts to smile, just a little. Is it real or is he just imagining it? The moment leaves us wondering whether it's a sign of hope or just a dream fueled by his willing for connection.
The moment when I'm dancing with him, we don't even know if it's a dream. That's why we see him from the car, just alone. And in his head, he's just dreaming that he's dancing with his father.
The father finally starts dancing with the boy. However, his moves are very robotic and non-human-like, which suggests a certain stage of miscommunication. But by the end of the scene, the boy realizes that it all was his imagination, and his father is still motionless and unresponsive as before. And finally, in the last scene, the boy finally gives up trying to reach his dad and ends up turning into a mannequin himself. This scene has a lot of meaning behind it. It shows that sons often end up becoming like their fathers, continuing the cycle. His son will turn out like him, and his grandson will follow the same path.
C'est celle où mon fils devient comme moi. Parce que je trouve que c'est ce qui... Même si c'est pas vraiment le genre de happy ending, mais en fait c'est une super belle fin. Un enfant qui devient comme son père, il n'y a rien de plus beau en fait. C'est la vie.
And let's talk about the little boy in the video, Stromae's son. His name is Carl Ruben Noel. Just look at how much he's grown since then.
Je m'appelle Rubik, on connaît dû au clip de Stromae, mes TikTok, et c'était trop bizarre, on s'est vu, il a dit « Oh mon fils », j'ai fait « Attends, il se souvient de moi là ?» Ça fait longtemps on me demande comment va Stromae, est-ce qu'il va bien, est-ce que vous avez toujours contact. Et ben le destin fait qu'on est ensemble. Merci pour tout.
Ben, merci à toi. Et en plus, il est de nouveau sur une de mes prestats, donc merci Monsieur Ruben.
Let's dive into the lyrics of the song and see what makes Papaoutai so powerful. Every line tells a story and there's so much to uncover. Let's break it down. The lyrics of the song are about a boy living with his mother who suspects something is wrong when he no longer sees his father. The mother makes up excuses to try to prevent the narrator from discovering the truth about the father, which even the mother is unaware.
Dites-moi d'où il vient, enfin je saurai où je vais.
Tell me where he comes from, then I would know where I'm going. Right from the start, Stromae tries to reveal the core message of the song. Our identity is deeply tied to our fathers. He's saying that if he knew where his father came from, he would understand his own path. This idea ties directly to the ending scene of the music video, the one that the son became exactly like his father. The song starts and ends with the same message. We often follow in our father's footsteps, whether we want it or not. According to Freud, a child's sense of morality and identity is shaped by their parents, especially the father figure. Whether the father is present or absent, his influence remains.
Maman dit que lorsqu'on cherche bien, on finit toujours par trouver.
When you look hard enough, you'll always end up finding it. Here, the mother words add another layer to the story. Instead of accepting the father's absence, she tells the child to search harder, as if the father is just hiding somewhere, waiting to be found. It's almost like she's in denial, or maybe she wants to protect the child from the harsh truth. Instead of facing the reality, she shifts the responsibility onto the child, making him feel like it's his job to find the father who isn't there.
Elle dit qu'il n'est jamais très loin,
She says he's never very far away.
qu'il part très souvent travailler.
He often leaves to go to work.
Maman dit travailler c'est bien, bien mieux qu'être mal accompagné.
In this part, the mother once again denies the father's absence, insisting that work is more important than being present. She tries to justify his disappearance by saying he's always working, almost as if she's convincing herself as much as the child. It's not that he left, it's just he's busy. She hasn't only accepted the father's absence, she has also resigned herself to living with an absent, unavailable partner. She normalizes his distance and justifies it, making it seem like a reasonable or acceptable reality. This part of the song highlights a painful reality. When someone leaves, it can be too painful to face. So people try to make excuses for it. They tell themselves it's normal or it's not a big deal to avoid feeling hurt.
Où est ton papa? Dis-moi où est ton papa?
Where's your dad? This part can be interpreted as the child speaking to himself, almost like an internal dialogue. The repetition of where is your dad feels like a question he keeps asking himself over and over, hoping for an answer that never comes. It says he is trying to convince himself that his father exists somewhere, that is just out of sight, not truly gone.
Sans même devoir lui parler,
Without even having to talk to him,
il sait ce qui ne va pas.
he knows what's wrong. The last line, he knows what's wrong, could reflect the child's own wish that even in his absence, his father understands his pain. But deep down, he might also be questioning it. If he really knew what was wrong, why isn't he here?
Ah sacré papa,
Oh, my dear father,
dis-moi où es-tu caché?
tell me, where are you hiding? In this part, the child is still holding on to hope, refusing to fully accept that his father is gone. Tell me, where are you hiding? He doesn't want to believe his father, he's truly abandoned him. Instead, he imagines that he's just hiding somewhere as if this is just a game and one day he will come back.
Ça doit faire au moins 1000 fois que j'ai compté mes doigts.
I must have counted my fingers at least 1,000 times. This line paints a picture of a child waiting too long. This image of counting fingers feels almost symbolic. He's restless, trying to pass the time, maybe searching for something to hold on to. But the more he counts, the clearer it becomes his father is still nowhere.
Quoi? Qu'on y croit ou pas, il y aura bien un jour où on n'y croira plus.
Here, the song delivers one of its most powerful messages. A realization that cycles repeat, whether we believe it or not. This almost feels like a wake-up call. It doesn't matter if you accept it or deny it. Something in life are inevitable. Over time, hope fades. The child who once waited endlessly for his father eventually stops believing he will return.
Un jour ou l'autre, on sera tous papa et d'un jour à l'autre, on aura disparu.
This line ties back to the core theme of the song. No matter what, we all grow up and find ourselves in the same positions our parents once were. Just as his father disappeared, one day he will too, just like everyone else. It's a tough reality, but life goes on and the cycle repeats. This part reflects both the opening and closing scene of the music video. The son, despite all his efforts, ends up becoming his father, static lifeless, and absent. The song suggests that we don't just inherit our parents' appearance, but also the patterns they set.
Serons-nous détestables?
We will be hated.
Serons-nous admirables?
Will we be loved? And after he realized that he also will be father, then he talks about his fear of becoming a parent, a fear that many people might have. When we become parents, will we be good ones? Will our children love us, or will they resent us the way some resent their absent fathers? It's a moment of self-doubt, wondering if we'll break the cycle or repeat it.
A teenager vision against his father, which is the worst of the world when you are a teenager. And when you grow up, you just understand that your father just tried to do his best, and you will try to do exactly the same. And yeah, before be angry against him, try to do the same, and after that you can talk.
Des géniteurs ou des génies?
Here, Stromae makes a sharp contrast. Will we just be genitor, fathers in the biological sense, absent and unengaged? Or will be wise, responsible figures who shape our children's life with love and care?
Dites-nous qui donne naissance aux irresponsables? Hein? Dites-nous qui tient?
Tell us who gives birth to irresponsible fathers. It feels like he's questioning what's the origin of this repeating pattern. If fathers keep living, where does it stem from? The song explores whether this absence is a generational cycle repeating itself like an unbroken chain. It's a powerful reflection on responsibility, legacy, and fear of becoming exactly what we once suffered from.
Tout le monde sait comment on fait des bébés, mais personne sait comment on fait des papas.
Everybody knows how to make babies, but nobody knows how to make fathers. So that's the question of the song. What's a good father? What's a father?
Even a judge cannot explain you what's a good father, what's a bad father.
This part of the song carries a strong and bitter truth. It's easy to create life, but much harder to take responsibility for it. Anyone can become a father biologically, but being a real dad, being present, supportive, and responsible is something else. There's no manual, no guaranteed way to raise a good father. The Papaoutai music video, which was released in 2013, is a perfect example of Stromae's musical genius. It's clear how much pride he takes in composing this particular song.
Je sais pas, peut-être que c'était la composition de Papaoutai parce que c'était pas hyper simple. Je me suis un peu dépassé dans la mesure où c'était pas juste 4 accords et une boucle de 4 mesures, quoi. Et je truc que j'avais jamais dit, je pense, mais en fait c'est que je me suis fort inspiré de la ritournelle de Sébastien Tellier pour Papaoutai. En fait, c'est vrai que quand tu vois, ça fait pareil. En fait, c'est les basses qui te font 2 notes et puis tu plaques un accord. Et donc je me suis inspiré de la même rythmique. Et voilà, j'étais assez fier parce que c'était une composition un peu plus longue que juste 4 mesures qui se répètent, quoi.
So many people of all ages and backgrounds, regardless of language, have watched this music video.
It's really great to hear a song, particularly, you know, when there's such a strong message about it.
Thank
and
you.
it crosses all generations. Is that
That's
strange for you?
Yeah.
Like grandparents, really young people, you're right across the board,
Yeah,
right?
that's the best compliment, actually, to be supported by people who are not in the same generation as you. And for example, maybe the best compliment is maybe the oldest and the youngest. We were in Italy, and a granny was asking for an autogram, but
Yeah.
it was so cute.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful compliment to be, supported by somebody who has like 70 years old.
The song was the most viewed French-speaking song on YouTube until 2023, when it was passed by Indila's song Dernière Danse, the last dance. Stromae's creativity wasn't confined to songwriting. it spilled over into his concerts. He brought his songs to life visually, sometimes appearing as a frozen mannequin to make a striking entrance and immediately grab the audience's attention. For this video, I did a lot of research, but interpretations can vary from person to person. So if you feel I got something wrong or missed an important detail, please let me know in the comments. I really love to learn from you. I hope you enjoy the decoding video. Don't forget to leave a comment, subscribe, and hit the like button to support the channel. Thanks for watching.